Right, do we have any love for a 540i in the room? Of course we do. Everybody loves a B58, except this one has got a little bit of a problem. It's missing that B58 sound. It's got a valved exhaust on there from factory, except the owner's just really not happy with the sound of it, because there is none, basically none. The valve doesn't really do anything static. He said it only really opens when you're in Sport Plus and you're over 4,000 RPM, so he's not really liking that. So this is today's victim. Today we are doing a catback 3-inch exhaust, and we're going to be doing it valved, and we're going to be doing it on a manual controlled fob. So he's got full access to it. He can open and close these valves whenever he wants. So we'll give you a little sound clip. It's all warmed up. He's just dropped it off. So let's have a little listen. Let me show you how pathetic it sounds for a 40i. It should not sound this quiet. Let's have a little listen. So we're going to start in comfort mode. Here is comfort. As you can hear, pretty dead. I'm going to drop it into sport mode. Sport Plus. So pretty much, as you can hear, it has not got that B58 roar. Absolutely nothing like a 140i. Doesn't sound anything half as good as one of them. I'm guessing because it's a 5 Series, BMW kind of made it a lot more tame, a lot more class. It is sort of more like a business class car rather than a yobbo car. Let's change it. Let's give it some noise. Let's make it fairly rowdy, which is exactly what the customer wants. But it's going to be valved, so he's going to have the option to turn it off. Let's get it up. Let's have a look at the standard system. Here's what we get from factory then. Weird looking tips on these. The diffuser is a weird shape. He has ordered a new one from Carbon Factory, which we are fitting. We have just installed front lip kit and side skirts, which I will show you. Again, from Carbon Factory, a very nice touch. Smart things up a little bit. But yeah, we are changing the diffuser, so we're not going to be reusing these like hexagon shaped tips, if you want to call them that. Here's what the exhaust looks like. Ginormous back box, absolutely massive. Is valved from factory, as I said, but it doesn't seem to do anything, or at least it doesn't let you have full control of it, which is pants, so we'll sort that. Already a big mid pipe. Into, again, another ginormous resonator, which is probably why it's fairly quiet. Nothing else further forward than that, other than the catalytic converter. So, our job, we're going to be doing the exhaust system from that clamp all the way back, 3-inch, no center silencer, all the way back to here. There's going to be a split here. We're going to have a silencer one side, straight pipe the other side. Let's build a valve system. Let's see if we can make that B58 roar as it should. Okay, so the mid-pipe is all together. We have just got the game of blankety blank now to get from the V-band to the split. Should be fairly easy, I would have thought. All the back sections all propped up loosely at the moment. None of it's in the exact right position, but it's looking pretty sweet. These carbon tips are a nice choice. They're going to look really well on this car. Right, let's get this little last bit bopped up and we'll be ready for a sound clip, won't we? Okay, there we go. Full catback system, valves completed on the 540i. Let's time to have a listen. You'll notice we've had a ramp swap, so we've kind of already heard it, only in valve closed mode, but it has only been moved quickly, so let's have a proper listen with you guys together. So, this will be a cold start still, so we'll see what that sounds like. So that's a cold start with the valve closed. As you can hear, considerably louder than what the original one were, but not horrendously loud. Once that cold start goes off in a sec, I'm pretty sure it'll drop almost silent. So we're gonna let it have a warm up, and then I'll show you exactly what it sounds like once it's gone off. And there we go. You can now hear as the cold start has gone off, it is whisper silent. You can barely even hear the thing running. Almost silent again, so we're happy with that. That's valve closed. So here's a little demonstration of how the valves worked. Customer, as I said earlier in the video, has opted to go for our wireless fob, which is an override controller, gives you full control, cuts the car all out of the equation really. If you want to open the valves, you can open. If you want to close them, you can close them. Basically just cuts all the car out of the equation. A lot of people are liking this lately. As we saw earlier in the video, the operation of the car's drive select didn't really do a great deal on that, so now you can press open and it will open. Press close and it will close. Open, close. Easy as that. Let's have a listen then properly now. Now that cold start's gone off, let's see what it actually sounds like. So valves closed to start with. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds pretty wicked with valves closed. So, savage mode. Tell me that does not sound absolutely savage. Dare I say it, I reckon that's giving the M5 competition a run for its money, what we've just done. Basically the same car, same chassis, just different engine. I dare say that sounds pretty much as good as the M5. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but it does. The M5 sounded great, but a little underwhelming with the turbos, and the cat's been quite restrictive. This has still got the cat in. This is still completely road legal. With the valves closed, that would still pass an MOT as your car would before. So that hopefully answers that question. It is completely road legal. The last thing then, let's get it out on the road. Let's see exactly what it sounds like out on the road. Now it's a very wet day outside, so it's going to be not so much of a spirited drive. It's going to be a cruise. Let's go for a cruise. Right, let's go and have a proper go with it then. As I said, the weather is absolutely gash today, so we will not be messing about and dragging it. We won't be going ballistic. This is just purely to get a feel for how this exhaust sounds and does it drone and all that jazz. Everything that everybody wants to know when you're looking at an exhaust system. So at the moment we're running in valves closed, and I can tell you it's not silent. You can hear it, but that's how it should have sounded from factory. Just a little bit of noise like that. Exactly how it should have been. Not intrusive at all. You could still have your mum in passenger seat and she'd never even notice difference. So we're going to have a little run with that, and then we'll flick valves open and see what it sounds like then. Absolutely perfect. I swear to God, if you got music on, you wouldn't even hear that exhaust system. You wouldn't even tell you got an exhaust on there. So valves closed is perfection. So let's flick it open. So at low RPM, didn't even really notice any difference, to be honest, but we will do when I get under load. So I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but you've got a lot more exhaust noise, but it's not deafening.
No.
Very well insulated car, these 5 Series.
Coppers.
Rozzers. Work in my way, got to gear a bit more. It's very wet, so we are going to be careful. So even with that open, that is not savage loud really, is it?
No.
It's just a sporty tune to be. It's just how it should have been. That's how the stock exhaust should have been, to be honest. So yeah, if you wanted more than that, unfortunately it is downpipe territory, which is not going to be legal unless you go down the sports cat route. These cars are very well insulated. This is the same car as the M5 we've just done. We had the same problem with that. It's very, very quiet inside the car as to what it is outside the car. Because I bet it sounds, when we do flybys after this in a minute, I'll get you some external shots, and you'll see that it sounds a lot louder than that from outside a car. Yeah, very well insulated. But I've still got valves open. We're doing 70 mile an hour. Absolutely no drone. I can't even hear the exhaust, so I know switching valve off is not going to make no difference. Probably in a 5 Series, I dare say you don't need a valve because it's so well insulated car. Unless you've got wind down, I don't think you can actually tell massively that much difference, which is crazy. Anyway, let's get some flybys. Let you make your own decision. Jump in the comments, let me know what you think.